I look at her and I say, now, if I said it, if I said it that way,
Uh-huh.
she'd be looking at me to my, mm-mm. But I had to learn because the way the Lord has built us together, I'm just looking at the other side of me.
The challenges between marriage and ministry. Now, we know that there are a lot of people who are married who are in ministry, and I'm
Right.
sure that there are a lot of challenges that we truly don't deal with and we don't talk about. So
Yeah.
I want to you got it? You got anything to say, baby?
I
You
just want to say, listen, y'all, we are so candid and we are transparent. That's what real talk is all about. So just be as transparent as God would allow you to be because we're here to help somebody. That's simple and plain. We just gonna
Yes.
talk about ministry, marriage, and how it all works in God's plan for our lives. So that's where we at.
So I got a question for you because you guys been married 33 years, so you not only have God on your side, you have the experience.
Uh-huh.
So I know you got some things that you can say and you can actually help us because we're young in ministry. But I want to ask you guys this question. Now, with the fact that you guys are individually powerful, is it challenging to bring those two individual power traits to come together, and be as one ministry? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
How do you balance that? Because you may say, Pastor, you may feel, okay, I want to deal with a member this way, and then Doctor may say, well, I think we should do it this way. Now, both of you have, great training, and both of you have different backgrounds, and both of you have probably different ideas, and I'm sure that God speaks to both of you individually.
Right,
So
right,
how do
right.
you bring that together to make that one decision?
Come on.
You really have to really rely on God doing that because each person is dealt with different.
Yeah.
And I came from a strict, strong background of straight to the point, no cut, no corners. I'm telling you, when I first, me and my wife first came together, and I call it what it is. That's the way I was. I was seasoned, but I called it the way it was. And my wife had to tell me, you can be still be stern, but you have to have your word seasoned. You can't just
Mm-hmm.
bark it out like that. There's a
Right,
way
right,
that
right.
you can go to people and you can, because I listen. If I saw you doing something, I'd be like, you ain't saved. You ain't
Wow.
saved. You ain't,
Yeah.
you ain't got nothing. Because the way I was brought up,
Right.
and I had to understand that I was only doing what I was trained to do, what I was taught to
Right.
do.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
It
Okay.
is not until we really experience and get into place and allow God to direct us to show us how to deal with people. My wife would deal with them one day, I would deal with them another, but I had to learn. We would come together after behind the closed doors and we would talk and we would share. And she said, baby, I'm not going against what you're saying. She said, but you just need to ask God to help you season it. Now,
Wow.
some it's just like a parent. Some kids, you got to really go like this. And the
Yeah.
other ones, you just talk to them.
Yeah.
But you have to realize that. You have to come to grips to say, okay, yeah, I know you was brought up that way. I know you was taught that way. But we have to go this another way. We're not changing how we feel or what we stand on. We just bringing it to you in another way.
Because there would
Gotcha.
be
Okay.
times people will come to me and they'll say, "Oh my God, like he's yelling
No
at me,"
nonsense.
and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, wait a minute," and then I had to kind of like pull him back together. It's like, no, he's not. That's just the way it comes out. But you can't. We had to really talk about it because, like I said, there were times that people would come and they would just be upset and be ready to leave and whatever when we had our church. And I was like, no, you just got to come together and know how to talk to people. You know, everybody you can't scream and yell at. Some people you gotta like swooze them a little bit, love on them, and then I'm the type, I say what I mean what I say. I just may not be barking at you, but you're gonna understand what I
Yes.
say.
Right.
Okay, and get the
So
point.
I have a question for you,
Uh-huh.
sister. Was
Yes.
it, how difficult was it in the beginning to get that point across? Because I
Ooh,
see how you say, okay, I'm not coming against you, but
yeah.
and I'm saying this for, I'm gonna speak for all women in this case.
Mhm.
That is so important because I often would find myself doing the same thing because he's very strong from New York, very
Yeah.
strong willed, his opinion,
Mhm.
and I had to come to him in that way of, okay, I'm not here to hurt you. That's
Mhm.
not my desire. What I'm coming to do is, and I would often have to come to him like that in the midst of us learning how to bring
Right.
our two powerful personalities together.
Right.
Was it difficult for you in that season?
In the beginning, it was because I'm not that that hard person. And in the beginning, it was a struggle. It was a real struggle because, and I didn't want it to be like we were going against each other or they were pitting us against each other. And the
Right,
different ones would come to me and they would say certain things. They would go to him and say certain things. But there were others that they didn't like the soft side. They would be like, "Oh, well, she's being too." And I'm like, well, which do you want? Do you want the nice or you want me to be nasty? Now I'm saved now, but you need to make up your mind what you want. But it was hard in the beginning because I just did not want to feel like I was going against my husband. And I had to ask God, like, I really want, there was times he would tell me, like, you just need to shut up. Just don't,
right,
because I was like, "La, la, 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 la," and he was like, no, you just need to chill out and I'll let you know when to go and talk. Because there was times I'd be wanting to be like, you can't do it. And
right.
God was like, no,
Yeah.
no, there, you got to, I'm gonna give you a way to do it. And when you
Uh huh.
come to him, he's not gonna go off and be so passionate, as we call it, and just be
Right.
yelling, screaming. And he's like, when you say it, it's not gonna be an argument because that's not what we're doing. We're
Right.
not trying to argue. We're trying to find a solution that is good for everybody. But no, it was kind of hard there in the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to bite
Yeah.
my tongue many a days.
Right.
Woo.
I remember that. I remember those
You
days.
guys are truly so wow,
Yes.
so wow. It just comes back
Uh
full circle
huh.
because you guys sound like me and my wife.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you sound just like us, and it's like whoa, because I'm the stern one. I say what I gotta say, and if you don't like it, so be it.
And
I'm gonna
I'm the
say.
one, I say what I mean and I mean what I say, but I say it with love.
There you go.
But I'm
But
saying
you
it with
gotta
And
love
he's
also,
because
saying it
I'm
with
being
love too.
honestful. I'm
Right.
being truthful.
Right.
but
Right.
but
Yeah.
you gotta also look at this. Now, as we have grown and we have extended, sometimes I
Oh,
look at her and I'm
oh,
like, "Whoa, she sounds like a female version of me."
yeah,
When I was going
Yeah.
at
You,
it,
the two have
it
become
goes
one.
back.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but we have learned,
We
and
flip.
we are. It's like, okay. I look at her and I say, now if I said it, if I said it that way,
Uh-huh.
she'd be looking at me to my. Mm-mm. But I had to learn
Mhm,
because the way the Lord has built us together.
mhm.
I'm just looking at the other side of me
There you go.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
because she's my helpmate. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the other side of me because there is times that I was ready to go off, but I sat back and I watched God use her.
Mhm.
Come on.
Yes.
And I watched the way she went about it. And she was stern and she was like, and I'm looking like, but if my voice had said it, I said, but sometime
Mhm,
it have to have a mother. The
mhm.
mother has to go and the mother has to take care of it. And it don't take nothing from the father.
Come
It don't
on.
take nothing from me. I have
Absolutely.
learned that when we in this thing together,
Mhm.
when I was called to pastor, it wasn't her, it was me.
Yeah.
They came along because they are part of me,
That's a whole other
Come
story.
on here.
Yes. Yes.
Speak.
you know, and I had to realize because right before when the Lord called me to pastor, we were ready to relocate. We were just ready to get up and move, go relocate, start over and do it. And when the Lord dealt with me about it, I said, Lord, how am I going to tell this woman? Because she's ready to just go.
Yeah.
How am I going to tell her? And he told me, wake her up and tell her.
In the middle of the night.
Woke her up, told her,
Sleep.
She went back to sleep. She got up the next morning and said, "Did you tell me we can't go? That you going to pastor?"
Wow.
The Lord had to break the ice.
Uh-huh.
Didn't like it at
Wow.
all. Didn't like
You didn't like it.
Wow.
How did you deal with it?
it. Kicking and screaming. Because I
Uh-huh.
was like, nah, I don't want to pastor nobody. I just let me stay where I'm at. I'll lead praise and worship. I'll just minister. I'm good. And I
Yeah.
was like, God, but you call him that. You didn't call me to do that. That's not what I want to do. But
Ooh.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead. But I didn't want to do it. Mm-mm, no.
Wow.
But it was a
So,
blessing that she got on board,
Uh-huh.
mhm.
because for you to have her, for me to have her have my back regardless of
Oh
what's
yeah.
going on. And what the Lord revealed to me is that every time she did praise and worship, I had her back. I
Mm.
was there. I got
Mm.
up there to help her, to make sure that what the Lord wanted to get done would get done. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm sitting in the pulpit. If they call her to do praise and worship, I get up and go right down there and I get with her so that I can push her. And God said the same thing. I'm going to allow her to push you. I'm going to
Mm.
allow her. Yeah, she kicked and screamed the whole time. She kicked and screamed when it was time to become pastor. She kicked and screamed when it's time to become apostle. She didn't want it. I didn't want it either. I ran from it
My
because
goodness. Yeah.
the way I was brought up under leaders that was, our leaders when I was younger and I came up, no, they wasn't as transparent as we are.
Oh no.
They didn't tell us everything, but
Mm.
there were people and men and women of God that that you saw the power of God move through. And
Absolutely.
when you saw it, I was like, I don't want that. I told the Lord when He called me to pastor, I was like, nah. He called me to preach. Nope, 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 nope. We're
Mm-hmm.
not doing that. I'll sing and do what I'm doing, but I'm not doing. And God is always gonna have the final say. He gonna
That's
Absolutely.
right.
always have the final say.
Thanks for watching Shift Real Talk TV, now available on all major platforms. And don't forget to subscribe.